Yes, everybody. How are we? Hope we're all good. Hope we're doing well. And I have a laptop, people. I have a laptop. Breaking news. I sign a laptop today, and Victor Gyökeres still not signed for Arsenal. Stop that. What's happening there? Sorry about that, people. Yes. So today's news is just the same as always. We're getting a little bit closer. We're getting a little bit closer to this Victor Gyökeres deal. And I am bored with it, people. I am bored with it. Apparently, there's going to be some big news tomorrow. That's probably just going to be a new kit launch. I just don't get it. I don't get it with this club. And you're seeing Liverpool, Jordan Heyman, YNWA. Big up my friend Jordan. Hope you're well. Um, yeah, and look at Liverpool, man. Just look at Liverpool. Just look at him. Straight away, bang, Ekatike. We're hearing about it. Gets a bit stronger. There's more legs on it. It's definitely legit. Poof, straight in. There we go. Signed, sealed, delivered. And it looks like they're pushing for Rodrigo as well. And I think they will. I think they will get Rodrigo because he will cover Salah on the right wing when he goes to the AFCON by what Chris Welsh said. Very good point that was, which we all know, obviously, AFCON happens, but we just seem to forget it. I do anyway. Sometimes I think, oh shit, it's AFCON year. So, yeah, there we go, guys. It's Liverpool just moving, Onslaught, first season, wins trophy from Dutch Eredivisie, managing Feyenoord, Go Ahead Eagles, AZ Alkmaar, and just dog walks Mikel Arteta straight away in the league, wins the league, and now Liverpool are getting even stronger, So, sorry guys, 1 second, itchy eyes. So it's just laughable, man, because we're getting told by these fans, kind of on thumbnail, what are just obsessed with this manager. This manager can't do anything wrong. Like this James, is it Dean James or calling me out on Twitter because I was saying things about it's an embarrassment and he's calling me embarrassing. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Because the facts are, I am only pulling up and saying things what Arteta's stood there at Emirates, final game of season against Everton, one game away from winning Premier League, and just lied to us basically because he said to all the fans, he stood there at the Emirates final game of season against Everton and said, "Don't be satisfied with second. We want much more, and we're going to get it." So if any manager says that, first thing you think when you know your club hasn't had a striker for 3 seasons, you then think, well, we know what's going to happen in this window. We know what Arsenal's going to do in this window. And they all the football community, all the clubs are thinking, oh shit, they're really pissed off now. Arsenal obviously didn't win the league. They fell short. Now we know what they're going to do. They are going to sign a striker and a backup for Saka to take the pressure off Saka. And what did we go and do in typical Arsenal fashion? Do the wrong thing. Especially with this manager, Mikel Arteta. What an absolute stubborn, smug prick this guy really is. He goes and signs a left back and a centre midfielder, Calafiore and Moreno. He deserves pressure. Mikel Arteta this season deserves absolutely huge pressure. Pressure where any game they lose, pressure straight on him. He deserves massive pressure now. This guy is should be on thin ice. I wanted him sacked 2 years ago. As soon as we did that window where he said don't be satisfied with second and then did not rectify what his words was about, which you think, well, Arsenal's going to sign a striker and a backup second, and they didn't do nothing. And they just literally did not do nothing with the words he said, stood there looking at the Emirates crowd against Everton and said that. He had the audacity to lie to the fans because there's no pressure from above from Josh Kroenke. He's not bothered. He's not going to pressure him. He's not going to say, Mikel, I need to know what you're using this money for. I'll give you money. No, he won't say that. Not at all. So I'm just annoyed with this, mate. I can't stand him. The thought of even him managing another game for us, I just don't want it. I just don't want it, people. I really do not want it because I don't like the way he comes all smug, cocky, arrogant. We've even seen it now, clear in facts that against PSG post-match, what he did with that female reporter, that were embarrassing. About the footballs, and then it's all about pickpocketers, separate tables, light bulbs, playing you'll never walk alone in training. It's embarrassing, but it wouldn't be embarrassing if at end of season, come May, we're all like, wow, champions, we've won the league, we've won the Premier League, we've won the Champions League. But we don't do that. We don't do that. We watch other teams win trophies. That's the thing with Arsenal Football Club. But apparently everything's all okay, everything's brilliant. But we watch other teams win trophies. We watch other teams on that Saturday afternoon. We watch them play at Wembley. That's what we do as a club. We we just don't do things what we should be doing, and it's just not good enough. It's not acceptable enough. Something has got to change, and it's got to be. They've got to get new owners. If this carries on like it did, if this carries on in this season like it has been doing, we've got to get new owners because enough is enough, man. Honestly, enough is enough. Because I don't think if we sign Gyökeres, and I'm still 90% confident we will, but that 10% is massive when it comes to Arsenal. I can think to myself, just going on what we've always seen with this club, I think that'll be it for window. I can imagine it now. Just read this. Sangsong, how are you, my friend? Hi, Rich Gezi are just wanting the stadium upgrade before selling and making profits, winning trophies as no expectation. No, that's absolutely it, Sangsong. They're like that. They are so happy. They're rubbing their hands together. They're just thinking, wow, it's Christmas. Just wait, just wait. We'll give them a bit of a decent window. We'll splash the cash a little bit, then that's it. The gates are going to be shut, mate. They're just they're going to be putting all that money into expanding the Emirates, and it's just going to be, well, we can't sign these players now for 2 or 3 years, and it's just a repeat cycle, man. And I'm fed up. And then you get these fans telling you you're negative, you're an embarrassment to the club. I'm an embarrassment. I'm an embarrassment to people in chat because we want better from our club, because we're calling the club out because of what Mikel Arteta stands on the Emirates pitch and says, because of what Mikel Arteta says in the pre-match, post-match interviews. We are embarrassment because we're only saying what the people who you back have said. They're the embarrassment, not me and not people in the chat. It's Arteta what's the embarrassment. It's the Cronkies what are an embarrassment. It's Tim Lewis, Richard Garlick. These are the embarrassment. These are the people in charge of Arsenal Football Club. Obviously, Stan, but he's just a sleeping cloud. No point even mentioning him. He probably still thinks season's going. They're the embarrassment of Arsenal Football Club people. They are the people what keep coming out with all this bullshit. Josh Kroenke. Well, guys, we want to do better next season, Want to do better? Want to do better? If I heard that from my owner, I'd just be like, why don't you just fuck off? And obviously, he's the owner, so he's going nowhere, but want to do better. I want my owner to be saying, next season, enough is enough. We're going to do it. We're going to go all out. We're going to do everything what we need in the summer window, and we are going to win that Premier League. We're going to do it. We'll do everything we need, and we will win that Premier League. Even if they're not going to, but you want to hear that kind of ambition, that enthusiasm from your owner of your football club. And instead, he just says, we want to do better. We want to do better. Whereas you've got Man City's CEO / chairman, Mulladun Barrett. He says, it's not happening. The mistake what we did last season will not happen again. And we are building for the future. Mentioned about trophies. Well, these trophies, when he says that's history. Next season, meaning now, this season, is the future. That's what you call a winning mentality owner. Someone who will not accept the season what Man City's had. Even the players, Haaland, not good enough from himself personally, not good enough from Man City. He only just turned up with 33 goals when it comes to end of season because they counted in the Club World Cup. 33 goals, not good enough, rubbish standards. Kai Havertz, top scorer, 15 goals in all season. But even some of these fans what just pick up everything Arteta does season once and the club, like Adam Keys on Twitter. Kai Havertz having a remarkable season. 15 goals in all season. 15 goals in all season. That's shit. That is shocking. That is wank. That is crap. A striker needs to score at least 22 Premier League goals. And then in your cups, they take care of themselves, but he needs to get at least 22 Premier League goals. I just don't know. Like, what we keep saying this, but why have we had to end up with this with these kind of fans? Even CFC Gamer said it, Chelsea fan, big up to him as well. Chris Rose said it. We've got some of the worst fans in football. We really have. They big up everything. Not one of them even has the decency to come out and say, I did not want Noni Madueke whatsoever. No fan wanted Madueke. Nobody wanted him. But what Arsenal's done, we've made sure we've made Chelsea a little bit stronger, and we gave them more money. And I still think they will use that. And personally, I think they need a centre back and a goalkeeper. But Eze, if we don't start moving with Eze and waste time, then I think Chelsea will push for Eze. Sanson, we have to lower our expectation with the club, but we shouldn't have to as fans. Otherwise, why move to the absolutely Sanson? Why move to Emirates in '06 for what? Just for FA Cups? No, it's all about the Cronkies getting, obviously from about 38,000 capacity to now 60, 59 probably every game nearly. That's all it's about because they knew what they were doing. And when they dipped their toes in the water in '07, I think it was, the Cronkies, they knew what they were doing. And now they've got this club and it frustrates me. It makes me annoyed because the way this club promote things, the way they shut things out on social media, like I keep saying, the way they every male signing, every female signing. Oh, you must see everybody, all the football clubs all over the world. We have to show you that every club every player we sign, sorry, male and female, we have to show you win the dog. And like I said before, and you could keep repeating this over and over with Arsenal's windows. It's always the same with windows. What they do, they have to leak a new merch out. They have to leak a new shirt. Where's Rock? Where's Jokeres? Rocket Yes. Where's Jokeres? Where the hell is he? All these players we've signed, and there's not one player who I'm looking at thinking, I can't wait to see him in an Arsenal shirt. Not one. And yet you've got Kepa 1, Madueke 2. Well, let's just from position. Kepa 1. Not going to say Shall I say Mosquera? Yeah, okay, I'll say Mosquera. Kepa 1, Mosquera 2, Norgard 3, Zubamendi 4, Madueke 5. 5 signings, people. 5 signings Arsenal Football Club have made this season. Normally, I would be like, out of 5, I guarantee, I know for a fact, I would be like, wow, out of 5 signings, I'm definitely going to be excited to watch 3 of them. Can't wait to watch those 3. But there's not one player, people, not one player who I look at them 5 and say, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch them, Really looking forward to seeing them in an Arsenal shirt. And I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that. 5 signings, and I don't even think, like, one of them, where I think, wow, what a signing. What a signing. But if we got a Leao, Lookman, or Rodrigo, obviously got the Ocares deal over the line, and finished with an Eze, then I look at it and think, now I look at my football club and think, wow, just look at that front line. Just look at that front line. Example, even though I think Liverpool's going to game, Rodrigo, Gyökeres, Eze, hopefully taking Martin Odegaard's place because Martin Odegaard to me was Arsenal's worst player. Captain, don't make me laugh. He's the weakest captain I have ever seen in football. So when I look at that, right now, Arsenal's window to me is a 3 out of 10. It's a 3 out of 10. But Robbo, big up to him as well. Go and subscribe to Latvian Goon if you're in. He made a very good point. Again, just a simple point, but we do forget things, people. We do forget things like we forget the AFCON's on, and when we say transfer window, we forget the outgoings. And Robbo made a good point. Just a simple one, but we forget. We sometimes forget, and Robbo, big up for that. He made the point. You have to think of the outgoings as well, and that's where you put the number on out of 10, and you do. You really are right. So at the minute, mine's a 3 out of 10. But if I think of the outgoings, when I think Vieira's still here, Zinchenko's still here, Kiviar's still here. I don't know what's happening with Kiviar. I wouldn't be against keeping him, but if we can get around about 28 million for him, or whatever, 25 to 8 million, I'm cashing in. I'm cashing in because Calafiore and Mosquera can be the backup to Saliba and Gabriel. In a way, we don't really see Calafiore at back. So when you think of that, you still got Vieira, you still got Zinchenko here, you still got Kivior here, you still got Reece Nelson here. Nothing's gone. Nothing's gone. Nothing's gone. So to me, I think I've got to drop it down to a 2 out of 10 at the moment. If we get Gyökeres, if we finish the window on Leao, maybe a Lookman, but I think Lookman's going to Inter Milan because that's what big teams do. They make sure they're stacked up top. So let's say it's either Leao because I think Rodrigo's going to Liverpool. So, you know, I, j- I just don't know. I really don't know where we're going, people. I just don't know. Um, right. Let me just see if I've missed any of these. Um, so I'm just going to read this one out. As always, I rate the window a 0 out of 10. The players we signed are downgrades. FC, big up, my friend. Hope you're well. Good to see you. Um, I agree. I agree. Even I agree. Mine's just gone to a 2 out of 10. But anyone says 0 out of 10, I can exactly see your point. 100%. Absolutely. I agree massively, mate. I really do. So yeah, you look at that front line, it's shambolic. Arsenal's front line is absolutely crap. It's shit. It's rubbish, man. It is absolutely boring and shambolic. And if Gyökeres comes in, I mean, that will nudge me up to probably, I would say, it's going to have to be if we don't get no outgoings going, then it's I was going to a 6, but that's going to take me only to a 5 out of 10. If we signed a left winger like, well, I think now the only choice really I'm going with is because I think Lookman's going to Inter Milan. Liverpool get Rodrigo, make him even more stronger. Who would have thought that, eh? Liverpool making the team even stronger after just dog walking Arteta all the way around and winning league by 10 points. That's just what big clubs do. Big up to Hughes and Edwards, proper owners, directors, etc. And then I might have got that wrong with the owners. We're using Edwards, but let's just say Rafael Leao, Gyökeres, and Eze finish our window. Then I take that window up to, I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. But then if there's no out, if there's the outgoings are still there, who I just mentioned, then you've still got to drop it to a 7 because we're still trying to piss around every single window. We will still have to get rid of Reece Nelson, Kivior, etc. So I, I don't get it. And then yet I'm told on Twitter, like probably other people are, you're an embarrassment of a fan. I'm an embarrassment because I've got standards. Excuse me, because the person who's telling us that we should not be satisfied with fucking second, don't be satisfied with second, and we want much more, and we're going to get it. But then when my voice comes into it, or people in the chat, or other people on other channels, oh, no, 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 you can't say that. You can't say that. You're negative. You're an embarrassment. Well, I am saying what the manager has said out of his own mouth. The person who you're obsessed with, who you back up with everything he does, says and wants. But I am saying it from my voice now. But when we say it, nah, you're an embarrassment. You can't do that. You can't do that. Well, yes, we can, because we're saying what your manager said, what you keep backing, the famous one. Don't be satisfied with second. That's what he said. The manager you're backing, he's the one who said it. I didn't make it up. People in the chat didn't make it up. Latvian Guna, big up, my friend. Good to see you. I'm going to read some of these. Just let me just read these out, guys. Where are we? FC always Havertz and Moreno in attack for pre-season. Yeah, stinks. Absolutely, FC always absolutely shocking. When you look at that Asia image yesterday, where they're all in group, all the squads together. Even Nichols is there, and there's another guy I can't remember his name. And I'm like, let's do the Trossard thing. Let me just see if I can see the Trossard. Can I do the Trossard celebration and find a striker? Nah, no one there. Couldn't find a striker. I looked really close. Nobody. No striker there whatsoever. An embarrassment of a football club. Meanwhile, Liverpool are signing another front player, Ekatike, who probably now it's all changed and flipped. Arsenal fans, the typical fans, what just are obsessed with Arteta, big up everything the club says doesn't want. Oh, Ekatike is rubbish. We don't want him anyway. He's not good enough to play for Arsenal. We're getting Gyökeres. It's all. It's like a circus. It is like it's an embarrassment. It really is. And other fans click on and actually see what our club are about with certain fans. They can see what we keep talking about. Like when we like what I've just said when Arteta says things or owners, but then when we say it with our voice, oh, you can't say that. You're negative. Well, I didn't say that. I'm repeating it. What your manager said. Not me. I didn't make it up. Nobody in the chat. Arteta said that. Your manager. Arteta did the embarrassment of a post-match interview with the female reporter post PSG game. Right, let me just see where we are now. FCOs, here we go. Arsenal release the new away kit tomorrow morning. That's what, yeah, absolutely, FC. I even heard anyway. Where did I hear it? Where did I hear it? They are going to play in the Asia Tour. They are going to, of course, FC. We know this. Everybody in the chat, we're not stupid. Arsenal are in Asia. They're going to promote that shirt everywhere. They've probably got a dog ready in Asia to promote. They've probably got a dog where it's in Asia, and they're going to use that. It's probably going to be called, I don't know, one. I don't know, win, one, or lose. You know, nearly could call our dog nearly, really, nearly FC, or that's Arsenal at the minute. Snail FC, snail nearly FC. FC always congratulations on reaching 400 subscribers. Thank you, FC. Big up everybody as well. Massive thank you to everybody in the chat community, growing and everything, getting to 400 subscribers. Yep, I'm still shocked, and I'm not just saying that. I am shocked when I first even seen one subscriber in January, because, like I said, I did it about 2.5 years ago, and I had no idea what I was doing. I used to think 5 views on one of my videos. Oh, I've got 7 views next video. Didn't know about thumbnails, did nothing, and then just thought, right, just leave it. And then I started in January this year. And I didn't even have in my head a subscriber. All I was thinking about is, oh, could I see 20 views on it, on a video, a pre-recorded video? And now, when I first see my subscriber, then you see 1, 2, and then it's 5, and so yeah, thank you very much, everybody. And it's great, honestly. I'm getting better with my channel. I've got my laptop, as you can see, full view. Does it look? I just want to know in chat. Does it look different, people? Because obviously, I know it's wider for me to look at, and I can see me count in the chat now. It's not blocking me off. I can see full messages. I think I'm going to get my own space sorted soon, and that. So yeah, and I signed it. I looked literally on Friday. I thought, right, it's time. It's time just to pull that trigger. I am signing this today. I didn't even put a bid in. I just went, right, that's what you want. Bang. There you go. I will pay the money. Deal done. Arrived yesterday. None of this messaging, Amazon, can I pay you that? I know you can pay installments, but that's you can do that. But I just went, right, seen the price, bang, ticked off, done. None of this looking at it thinking, it looks good, that does. It's got everything I need. Obviously, I have no idea. I've never used a laptop. Well, I've not used a laptop in about 12 years. Let me just think. Has it got that? Yeah. Right, I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to sleep on it for 1 week. Come back, have a look at it. Do I need it? Do I need it? Do you reckon I need it? I had a laptop for 12 years / no striker for 3 seasons. Yeah, I need it. It's going to make my channel better for me to see with full screen, etc. No messing around. Bang. You need it. Arsenal need, like, just scenarios, chat, where I'm just relating it to Snail FC. You can literally flip this to Arsenal's transfer windows all the time. We need a striker. We haven't had a freaking striker in 3 seasons. We are approaching the 4th season, and we've got one of the best strikers in the world right now, shouting from the Premier League, begging for us to sign him. And I bet he's thinking, do you want me or not? Like, you've got touching distance of signing the deal, and you're holding it up. If you wanted me that much, this wouldn't have even got to this stage. When we heard we were closing in, 1 week today, by the way. Yeah, literally round about, I can't remember, it was Sunday night, we are closing in on Gyökeres. So like me and other people thinking Monday, we're gonna get Gyökeres. And then Tuesday, we'll probably just present him all over the social media platforms in the shirt. Here we go, done deal, presented. Might have to win. Well, not might, will meet win the dog. But no, Monday night, after the Sunday we were told getting closing in, Monday we hear it could collapse. And here we are again, Monday again. Approaching, still Sunday, obviously. Latvian, gonna big up Rich, big up Latvian, my friend. Good to see you. Good stream as well again, or as always earlier. Please go and subscribe to Latvian if you already have. People, I'm sure you have. Latvian, gonna congratulations on 400 subs and full screen. Yep, sign the deal, mate. Sign the deal, Latvian. Looked at it and thought, right, I'm paying the. I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to, you know, if they want any add-ons, I'm not even going to give them the chance. Oof, sign the deal, done, paid. As always, Twitter is so toxic, but I love it because this Arteta fan base can't handle it. No, they can't. They can't. Absolutely can't, man. They really can't. They, like I said, AFC, my friend, that Dean Jones or Dean James. I looked at it again. It's either Dean Jones or Dean James. He got about 20,000 followers. Obviously, because he just he'll say a lot of bullshit to get where he does. And you go down his profile and it's like going in on Lee Gunner, going on other people. And then he'll call you an embarrassment because he can't stand it when you call him out for the things his manager, who he backs all the time, does. So it's like, which bit do they not understand that? What we are saying, we have not made it up. We didn't do that speech at Emirates. We are Arteta second, don't be satisfied, etc. We didn't do that post-match where he's talking to that female reporter against PSG. We didn't do that. We did not do anything. We are just calling out and repeating what he said. But, apparently we're embarrassment. We're embarrassment. No, because we've got standards and we want the club to do what they told us they were going to do in 06, compete with the world's elite on and off the pitch, and we haven't. We just haven't. Assembled even, everybody. Good to see you, assembled. Hope you're well, my friend. Good to see you in the chat. Please smash up the likes and subscribe, people, if you already haven't. Trying to just keep going up now with subs, trying to get as high as I can, and like everybody does, So is Arsenal playing in Asia? Why don't they go on tour? What's on Arsenal playing in Asia? Why don't they go on tour? What's on the Arsenal sleeves? Visit. Absolutely, good point. FC. I've heard this before and all. Never been, and yet it's on the shirt. We don't even go there. You know what I mean? Good point. Great point. Exactly. Why? Why we never been there? Sang-Song, it's all about Arteta's judgment. He thinks the team is good to go. Such arrogance is this Achilles. It's such arrogance is Achilles. It is. It really, really is a stubborn, smug, arrogant prick. FC always looks miles better now. You have a laptop. FC, thank you, my friend. Good, good to know that. I mean, as we do. Apparently, someone told me when we reach 40, the glasses near enough have to come out for everybody, male and female. So I might have to start having glasses when it comes to reading and stuff and that. So that might be another thing. I can see, but I do have to look closely at the comments. Sorry about that, guys, but well, they do say when you nearly reach 40. I'm not there yet. Reaching 40, you might need glasses. And I'm a nights worker. I've been doing nights for I think it's 17 years now in November. So my eyes might just not be. Well, they're not as good as they used to be. Definitely not. But Havertz is the number one striker. Gyökeres has to prove his value to the team tactics, and don't forget Jesus is coming back. Assembled, absolutely. And I keep saying this, and even if people in chat, who I know we've built a good community, we all kind of sing from the same hymn sheet. This could be one of my crazy, stupid scenarios. Like I think if Saudis manage to get Isaac, Newcastle just go bang straight in at Gyökeres and say, right, there's no messing. We're just going to pay you exactly what we want. We've just lost one of the best strikers in the world. The next option is Gyökeres. When Gyökeres knows about Newcastle, because obviously Isaac's his teammate for international with Sweden, he would have spoke about him. He knows about Newcastle when he played at Coventry City. He's been in England before. He knows. So that's another scenario. But another one is with this Havertz. I've even said I just can't imagine. Probably like everybody in chat as well, especially what Assemble just said. I can't imagine Mikel Arteta after nobody, and I mean nobody, wanted Kai Havertz at this football club. Nobody, not one person. Anyone who said I wanted Kai Havertz, you just love lying daily. But Mikel Arteta was the one who pushed for it, wanted him. You know, obviously a Chelsea player, so there's affiliation there straight away. But I can't imagine Mikel Arteta putting him on the bench and having Gyökeres up front and Gyökeres scoring because everybody, and we've all said this before and we know it, me, everybody in chat, pundits, commentators, fans, look at Arsenal, look. That's what you get when you get a proper striker like Gyökeres scoring goals and Havertz on bench. I just can't imagine because Havertz and Odegaard are Mikel Arteta's love child. I can see Kai Havertz, get ready, being trialled as our left winger. I really can. He loves that guy. You know, we were all, wow, look at his transformation. He's put a bit of thickness on, you know. Oh, Kai, you look very good. I like you. I like you. I really do. You look very, very good. You teach me how to do bicep curl? You know, I can see it. I can see it. I can't imagine Kai Havertz being on the bench. I really can't. Latvian Guna, no installments paid up. No installments paid up straight. Release clauses. Absolutely, Latvian. I looked at it. You know, did a bit of study on it and thought, right, asking Grok, obviously, which is a great thing to have these days. And it was saying, oh, you need this, you need that, you need a good one. Because I thought to myself, should I go quite low in price? Because I don't really want to spend too much straight away. But then I thought, well, I need, of course, I need to spend as much as, a good one. But I kept thinking, shall I just, like your first one, which I entered one for 12 year, do you get one, then go a bit higher, or maybe doing 3 stages and just trial them out. But like Grot were like, for what you need a good one to be able to handle the StreamYard, etc. And so I thought, right, I'm going to pay a little bit, and you get the best of the best. And this is again, it's crazy how we can be grown-ups and literally relate everything, even when you're purchasing something, whatever you're getting, you can literally just pretend it's like Arsenal doing deals. Yeah, seen it, need it. It's going to benefit me. I need it, so I've got to pay for it. And like, my dad always used to say, "You buy cheap, you buy twice." Do you know what I mean? We've brought Kai Havertz for 65 million. Here we are again, still no striker, and he's done nothing to get us over the line to win the league. So we have to buy again. So there you go. It's just we can relate everything to Arsenal's transfer window. We're always having to play catch up all the time. And just an example, me buying a laptop. No laptop for 12 years. I wanted a good one. I was told I had to get a good one. I couldn't just get away with, a cheapo to start with because of what I need it for. It's not just like I'm not going to use it for, I'm streaming. So I thought, right, I'll get the best I can. And I went straight in and got it. No messing around. If I'd have got a crap one and a cheap one and not done any study, asking Brock or something, it's not, there's a chance that it wouldn't be able to handle the streams. It wouldn't. There could be glitches in it. So I made sure I got the best one because it could last me for, even if it lasts me for 3 years. It's an investment to yourself. An Arsenal Football Club signing a striker is talked about all over the world. Ask anybody. You could be walking down the street one day and just go up to a random male or female and say, "Are you a football fan?" And if they say, "Well, yes," and say, "Who do you support?" And let's just say they supported. I'm not going to say Sunderland because Sunderland back in Premier League. Let's just say they supported Bolton Wanderers. Obviously great in Premier League under Sam Allardyce, etc. Some great players they've had over the years. JJ Kotter, etc. We know all about it. Joykiev. But let's just say Bolton. You picked a Bolton Wanderers fan, male or female. Can I ask you a question? Yes, of course you can. If you were to look at the Premier League and you seen who's winning the league, Man City, Liverpool just won it. Can I ask what you think Arsenal would do good with? What do you personally think if Arsenal had, they could win the league? And I guarantee you now, 9 times out of 10, if they watch, keep an eye on the Premier League, the first thing they will say is, well, Arsenal ain't got a striker. You know, Uh, I just think Arsenal needs a striker. Well, they'd probably say there's no Bergkamp, there's no Van Persie, there's no Henry, there's no Ian Wright, because obviously they'll relate to that when they're in Premier League, etc. In them years, and that's what they'd say. Well, Arsenal don't have a striker, do they? So that's why they don't win league to me. Man City have got strikers, got Haaland, Liverpool's got Salah, which is not a striker, but just one of the best strikers slash wingers ever to play in the Premier League. So, it's just embarrassing, man, that all other people can see that, you know, we can't even invest in a striker. And we've waited 3 years, and now we're literally giving a pot of gold. We are literally being thrown gold here with Gyökeres shouting from the Premier League. He is literally begging, "Get me out of Portugal!" He's literally shouting, "Man, get me the F out of this country. I want to come to England. I want to sign for Arsenal." And I'm not saying we're going to lose this deal, guys. Chat, I'm not. But there's always that 10% with me with Arsenal, what can be about 1,000%. And it would not surprise me if we don't get this deal done by Wednesday, I think we're in danger now of it collapsing completely. Because I think these other teams going to be watching and thinking, let's just go all out. Even Manchester United, Gyökeres will say no. But if he feels Arsenal's not getting it over the line, he might just say, you don't want me. So that's it. I'm not staying here no longer. Someone's came in, they've shown they want me with full intent, and they're willing to pay straight away what Sporting's asking for. They're getting like that 8.6 extra in add-ons, everything's covered. I'm just going to have to go, Arsenal. You've pissed about. And I'm going to keep a very close eye. I'd love to see some Newcastle fans in my chat. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this Isaac situation, because this could be a problem if he decides to go to Saudi and gives his green light and the news breaks next week, because things are going to come thick and fast now, chap. There's none of this like, you know, I'm not saying things are moving fast with deals because Arsenal's snail FC, but like Isaac might break the news next week. We might hear tomorrow or Tuesday or whatever. Alexander Isaac wants to leave Newcastle, and then it's out. That's it. It's out, and he's given the green light. Given the green light to Saudis. So then Newcastle are thinking, "Oh shit." It's gonna absolute smash them to pieces. The Newcastle, a brilliant club, fantastic fan base, great manager. Eddie Howe's better than Mikel Arteta as well, and they're going to think what we're going to do now. So already they're going to think they will take around about 170 off at Saudi League for Isaac. They would have took about 150 off Arsenal if we'd have fully maximised and completed one window, would have actually had a chance of getting Isaac this window. But Arteta never completed one window and wasted so many. And Liverpool, that's not going to happen now. But, excuse me, guys, Newcastle would have took 150 off a Premier League team. And I think they will push around about 170, 180 for a Saudi team if Isaac wants to go. Apparently, he's not going anywhere, but we'll see on this one. Because then Newcastle, to me, will look at this and think, right, this is a massive blow for us, but we've got to get this right. We've got to get this right. We know we've got scoring wingers, even Murphy, about 7 goals last season. We know we've got Anthony Gordon, and even Barnes came into the fold last season. He was keeping Anthony Gordon out of the team back end of the season. So Newcastle are stacked. And if you want to go back to midfield with Sandro Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno Guimaraes, they are the best trio last season in the Premier League. The defence, this is what I'm coming on to in a minute. Sven Botman is always injured, so they will need, a big kind of profile. I think what's going to be kind of trustworthy. Obviously, we don't know who's going to turn up into a league and stay fit all season. But if Newcastle look at this and think, right, it's out of our hands. Isaac does not want to play for us. He gave his green light to, one of Saudi teams. Then it could even be Al Nasser to, play with Ronaldo. So let's just say this happens. Newcastle are going to think, right, we're smart. And they are smart, We're not going to let this happen cheap. And I mean, when I say that, we are going to literally take every single penny from the Saudi league. They will probably charge about 170, 180. They will think then, massive blow. We've lost one of the best strikers on the planet. And to me, his only striker I've looked at for years and thought he's like Henry. So they're going to think, what do we do now? We've got to be so smart. How do we plan this out? Who's the next man we can go to? Victor Osman, out of the question. Gone to Galatasaray. Dusan Vlahovic, spare change, not good enough to replace Isaac. They've really got to think what they're doing here if Isaac goes. The next striker, who right now is shouting from the Premier League, is Victor Gyökeres. And I can see if Isaac says, I want out, and Arsenal still Snail FC and haven't got this deal over the line, I can see Newcastle saying, we have to now just go straight to Sporting and we'll even pay him, I don't know, 10 million more than what Arsenal are doing. They might just come straight in and say to Sporting, we will pay you 75 million and we'll give you 60 million up front straight away. And then Sporting might just say, yeah, and Gyökeres could be informed about it. And he might think, well, my preferred option is Arsenal. But what are they doing? Look at Newcastle. Look at how much intent they've just come in with. Look what they've done. They've come straight in and they've proved they want me. And he might think, I know about Newcastle. Isaac's talked to me about it, which they do. Players talking international duty with their respective club teams. Always happens, 100%. They'll know about him as in any way from playing at Coventry, Swansea, Brighton. Everyone knows about Newcastle. Massive fan base, etc. And he might just turn around and say, you know what? I'm not waiting any longer. Apparently it's affecting his family. They want it sorted. They want it all resolved. I'm out. I'm gone. And just goes to Newcastle. And then Newcastle might think, we've still got a bucket load of money left. They might then go to Brentford and say, right, we want Visser. Apparently he wants to follow Thomas Frank to Tottenham. But this is what I'm saying. Newcastle could really have a fantastic end of the window. Losing Isaac's massive. I mean, massive. But if they smart, they could really do like something special here where they could end up getting Gyökeres. They could get Visser from, Brentford, because Murphy's not going to probably have the same season as he did last season, but then they've got a Langer already. So they could be firepower all in that front line. If that trio turns up like it did last season and Sven Botman can stay fit, and then they'd probably go and use with the Isaac money, just a scenario, people, and they go and sign another great centre back, Newcastle could really, really be a huge problem. I have predicted them to finish fourth. Right. Sorry, people. I am going to read some of these comments out. Sorry to keep going on. Right. Where are we? FC always big up Usyk for becoming undisputed world heavyweight champion again, and not once, not twice, but three. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a massive fan of FC always of boxing, but massive respect to Usyk. He's a legend. He's an absolute legend. Right, where are we? Just make sure I haven't missed anything. Assembled. The attitude adopted by the Arsenal. KA, the attitude adopted by the Arsenal seems to be don't worry about your families eating and other normal things are secondary to Arsenal. Invest with them with no return. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, assembled my friend earlier on. Just a quick example. So I don't want to keep babbling, guys. I'm sorry if I'm talking a bit too much without looking at these comments. But like I said, with all these people just big up everything Mikel Arteta does, says and wants, are obsessed with Mikel Arteta, same with the club, can't say anything bad. Do you honestly think if these people went homeless tomorrow, Arteta or the Arsenal hierarchy club board owners would be bothered? They wouldn't even give a shit. They wouldn't even know anything about it. So to think that they care about them that much individually is embarrassing, man. Is embarrassing. Assembled 8 likes. Yeah, please smash up the likes, people, and subscribe if you already haven't. AFC always next year marks 140 years of Arsenal Football Club. 1886. The club also marks 20 years when we moved to Emirates Stadium. I mean, I can't believe that. In 06, when we had 20 years and not one league title. It was marked 20 years when we moved to the Emirates Stadium, and all we get to show for it is 4 FA Cups. Embarrassing. And don't forget the Community Shields, though, AFC, with these new trophies, what these Arteta fans have made up. Community Shields all count now, apparently. And the top 6 trophy, we beat these top 6 teams. That counts. That counts. Pathetic. 20 years and not one league title. But, like we keep saying, everything's brewing at Arsenal. We're moving in the right direction. Everybody wants to play for us. We do things right. No, we don't. No, we don't at all. As always, Gyökeres is on the beach. sunning it up in Mallorca. I got this horrible feeling this deal will collapse. If this happens, everyone at the football club should be sacked. And you know what? You know what AFCO is? I thought AJ's made a good point. He mentioned about he wanted Berta out if this happens. And I'm like, well, just give Berta one more year. But do you know what? I always said when Andre Berta comes to Arsenal, there's two things to watch out for. He's either coming to be an even richer man, and he's in with his circus act, and he's become a puppet with the Cronkies, and he's becoming even a richer man, or we're going to see Berta do his thing. Now, he has done stuff a little bit different, it looks like he's better than I do, but where's Gyökeres? Where's Gyökeres? If he's just like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna, we're not gonna push for nobody else, then yeah, Berta out because he's gonna become a part of the problem. He's gonna become a part of the circus and all these puppets like Richard Garlick and this prick right now, who could be the biggest problem at Arsenal Football Club. Tim Lewis, our coach here, who ticks the deals off. He could be the twat who's just refusing to go that extra mile. FCO is rich. Celebrating Jesus' hat-trick is like getting your car to start after being parked up here. Just no telling how far it's going to take before it breaks down again. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yep. And it's a shame because Jesus is a good footballer, but he's not a striker. Definitely not a striker. He's even admitted it himself. He even said, I prefer to play out on the wings. He's not a proper striker. The assembled, getting Gyökeres without Eze is a pointless exercise, in my opinion. Still 2 or 3 players short, plus we've got to sell players. The squad is not going to be enough bodies. Absolutely, assembled. No, that's what I'm saying. I've said if we get Gyökeres, we are Eze and a left winger as well. To me, the window just goes to it was going to a 6, but what Robbo said earlier on, you've got to think of outgoings, and we all think that, but sometimes we forget. So I agree. To me, signing Gyökeres just takes me to a 5 out of 10 for window. That's it. Albert Claver, Arteta really did not want Gyökeres from the jump. His Kai Havertz up front is inevitable, and once again we will be toothless up front. Albert, good to see you in the chat, my friend. Don't think I've seen you before. Great point. Absolutely, 100%. I just cannot imagine Kai Havertz being dropped. And I have said, I see Kai Havertz being trialled as a left winger. And people might say, even people in chat might think that's outrageous, Rich. That's crazy. But this is what this manager is capable of, people. This is what our manager, Mikel Arteta, is capable of. He actually could trial Kai Havertz left wing because he will not want to keep him out of the team. He will not, because people say, oh, that's what you get when you get Gyökeres up front, a proper striker, scoring goals for you. And do you know what? Chat? We'll always be talking about Arsenal, but right now, as it stands, I think I've said this yesterday as well. Manchester United, the team who, we know they're not doing very good, and they have got a lot of positions to fill. We know Amarim likes that back three, and I don't think they've got a capable back three yet. With Maguire, Lenny Yoro, De Ligt, and Martinez, I don't see they're strong enough back three with that. They might, midfield's not the best, but right now up front with their attacking options, as it currently stands, is better than Arsenal's because Cunha, I said this last night, Cunha is better than Martinelli right now. He's better than Trossard. He's better than Kai Havertz. He's better than Jesus. And Buemo, definitely, from going on what they did last season, is better than Kai Havertz, Jesus, Trossard, and Martinelli. Saka, no, they're not as good as Saka. But that's all Arsenal Football Club have, people. In 2025, on the 20th of July, Arsenal Football Club's biggest goal threat is our right winger, who we put pressure on every single season, and that is Bukayo Saka. So anyone what tells me everything is right at Arsenal Football Club, I will be here all day trying to kind of reason with what you're saying. Because right now, Arsenal's biggest and only threat in our team, who we can say every season will score goals for us, is Bukayo Saka. Anyone what says that is moving forward as a big club, when we're going to this promised land, then I don't think you've ever played football in your life, or you don't watch it. You've not watched it at all properly, and you've probably been watching it for about 2 or 3 years, because you cannot be having a manager in charge of your team for this long, going to be close to spending 1 billion. And right now, our biggest threat is our right winger, Saka. That is not acceptable. That's not acceptable. No matter what way you look at it, that is not acceptable. We should be saying, well, our left winger, he's an absolute problem. We've got a backup striker. We know he'll score about 10 goals. No. Whereas Man United have got Brian Mbemo and Cunha, and if they individually take the form to into the Man United team, what they have done for Brentford and Wolves, then Mbemo is perfect for Man United if he can handle and turn obviously the Brentford form into Man United. He's going to be a great signing. Same as Cunha. Now, if they connect as a duo, they could be scoring. They could even get 30 goals, just between them two this season. And Man United, by the way, Man United are still looking at a striker. Apparently, they want a striker. And I'm not seeing the Sesko thing go away. Now, I'm not going to be hypocritical because I do not want Sesko. Don't rate him that much yet. 2 year, he might be absolutely fantastic. But Manchester United, with Sesko, Cunha, and Mbemo, could be a big problem. But midfield, not that good. And when I say big problem, I don't mean win the league, but they could be touching around fifth next season. No, in fact, because I predicted Arsenal to finish fifth, Man United could be around about six. They could compete with Arsenal, and I still think they'll beat Arsenal first game of the season. New music. Big up my friend. Good to see you. The Havertz project is more important than us getting a real striker. Then we have no hope with Mikel as a manager. Absolutely, new music. Great point. Absolutely. And it just goes back to what I keep saying as well, new music. Mikel Arteta is a stubborn, smug prick, and he would rather do everything to benefit himself rather than Arsenal Football Club. He would rather trial Kai Havertz at left wing, something outrageous, ridiculous, crazy risk, just to see if it works, to make himself look good, when he knows it could put Arsenal in jeopardy and literally crush our season so quick. But he would rather do that to keep one of his love childs in the team. And this is why I do not like Mikel Arteta. I don't like him as manager, and I can't stand him. Can't stand him now as a person. And it really started to kick in. I've not liked him as a person for a long time, but really did hit home with that female reporter with a post match against PSG. That's when I really thought, you absolutely fucking prick. Excuse my language. Making out a manager said something when you know damn well he hasn't. FK Arsenal 1983. Big up my friend. Hope you're well. Good to see you, mate. Big up Rich. I would sell everyone from the front line apart from Saka. And I do agree. Wanyeri, he's our next goal threat. A young lad, what's just turned 18, I think, back middle of March, and Saka's the biggest goal threat, and then you got Wanyeri. But again, FK, we're told everything's brilliant at Arsenal. We've made some big moves, by these fans. The facts are, no, we haven't, and the facts are we ain't got a goal threat apart from Saka, and then next one's Wanyeri. Saka, I will keep Timber, Zubamendi, Gabriel, Saliba, Lewis Skelly, Ethan, Ben White, Rice. Yes, Raya. Yeah, Ben. Well, this is it. I mean, one thing, and I'll always do this. I'll criticize and compliment and praise, etc. I always will. That's what I'm just like. One thing I can say, and I'll put my hands up. I don't want to sound a twat or being hypocritical. Mikel Arteta has built a good defence at Arsenal. We've got a fantastic defence. So if Mikel Arteta got sacked tomorrow, I'd say thank you for building us good defence. Now fuck off. That's all. That's all I can say is done. That's it. Because we're just a nearly team. If you start challenging and getting second, you make sure that next window, you make sure you do absolutely everything in your power to correct what you didn't do in previous windows and go full ball and make sure there's no position unaddressed. And if it's certain positions which the whole world know we needed, a striker and a backup for Saka, you make sure you deliver that window. But no, not with Arteta, not with Arteta, won't happen. And you know why? Because there's no pressure from above, from Josh Kroenke. He won't say nothing. And if he were that serious, and I don't want to keep repeating certain things because I sometimes think, God, amount of times in windows you keep repeating things. But if you were that serious, Josh Kroenke would say, Mikel, we know what we need. We need a striker. I'm stepping in this time. We've just finished the season. We're one game away from winning the league against Everton. Right, I'm stepping in. I hate to say these words and all. I am the owner of Arsenal Football Club. Obviously, his dad is, but he forget about Stan. Don't even think about Stan. He's just a sleeping cloud all the time. He couldn't give a crap. He probably still thinks our season's going. Um, he would have stepped in and said, "Look, Mikel, I'm stepping in. We need a striker, this football club, and we need to take some pressure off Bukayo Saka because I've been watching how the season's been going, and I've noticed. I know you know more about football than me, Mikel, but it's clear to see this club needs a striker, and we need some pressure taken off Saka. We're going to burn him out." And he would have, a serious owner would have done that, you know. And then if he didn't in January, it'd have just been like, right, I'm not asking this time, Mikel. Your job is under threat. We need a striker at this football club. And if you don't sign a striker, you're out. You're gone. And that's what other owners would have done, people. And I don't want to keep repeating that scenario, but well, that's what should have happened. But that's what should have happened, you know. It should have happened. We should have owners what do that, what pressure, because that's what Barrack's done at Man City, CEO/chairman. He's already, you can tell him and Pep's already had talks. This season's not going well. Not happy, not happy. Marmoush, we're meant to sign him in this summer, like right now. Bring it forward. Sign him in January. And they were meant to sign him in summer. And they were like, no, it's not good enough. And he goes and signs Kushinoff, the Lens centre back, Riz, I think he's at Palmeiras in the Brazilian league. I think it's Palmeiras. Nico Gonzalez, who's played for Barcelona, went to Porto for about 5 minutes, and then Man City have got him. So they started a rebuild in January, and they've carried it on this summer. But that's apparently why they've signed all these players, because these fans apparently now are saying, "Oh, it's because we've got a Club World Cup." What about Liverpool then? About Liverpool, Kirkes, Frimpong, Verts. They will make any excuse up they can, and they can't stand it when you bring up facts. They can't stand it. We'll make sure I've not missed anything. December, I saw a report saying Gyökeres had a bad attitude at the beginning of June. The longer it takes to sign Gyökeres, I worry with Jackson being available from Chelsea, whose strongest position is left wing, not a striker. I mean, Nicholas Jackson is one of them strikers where he'll turn up he might get you about 6 goals in about 8 to 10 games, and then that's it. You just don't see nothing from it, and then he'll pick an injury up. If we sign Nicholas Jackson and Gyökeres and got like Nicholas Jackson as a backup, then you think, well, it's extra firepower up top. Hopefully, it can push Kai Havertz out of the team and get him sold, and we can probably still get 40 million for Kai Havertz. But in Arsenal's fashion, they could actually go and sign Nicholas Jackson and not Kai Havertz. Assembled 10 likes. Yeah, please smash up the likes. People keep smashing them up, and subscribe if you already haven't. Anthony Herbert, big up Rich. If we get Gyökeres, I'm saying this now, he got to be fed the ball as well, like he does at Sporting. If he don't, we will be scoring between 20 to 25 goals. Yeah, Anthony, they've got to turn to his style, my friend. They've got to play. He needs balls whipped in, because he will get on the end of him. He's not the best in the air, but he is good. He's quite decent with an header, and they've got to feed the ball. We can't be attacking and then like Odegaard, the twat, with his air flicks, holding the attack up, turning it back, bringing it. Gyökeres wants that ball into his feet because he's very capable getting the ball into his feet with his back to goal, doing a little turn. He nudges that ball away from him, even the tiniest little bit, and he will smash it. He will smash it. And Gyökeres wants that ball over the top. None of this, we're breaking, oh, turn it back, sideways, backwards. Gyökeres wants that ball moving so he can start moving, because when he gets a yard, he will go. And he is very, very confident in putting the ball straight down the middle of the keeper. Obviously, roof of the net. So if the keeper touches it, going to break his fingers. So it's 9 times out of 10, it's going to go in net. So basically, going to smash it straight through him. He's very confident, side footing it low, left, right, drilling it left, right. he's just got confidence. He's wants to be in that box as a fox in the box. We have to start playing to his strengths. But we've got a very inexperienced manager, and it's showing. This manager is showing his inexperience so many times, all the time. Like you keep giving money to your rivals, topping them up. Don't work, Mikel. Okay, okay. I know it don't work. Right. Brought a player from Chelsea. Let's just stop. We'll go back in 3 years. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Try again. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see if there's another player from Chelsea. Right, we'll sign this player from Chelsea. Just example, I'm not using no names. Year and a half later, it's not working, Mikel. It's not working. It's another player now from Chelsea. I think we need to stop because what we're doing, we are actually making Chelsea Football Club, our location rivals near us in London, and obviously in the league, we're going to keep making them stronger and they're going to keep signing players with our money, or we're going to keep funding them somewhere along the line to do things. Let's just stop signing Chelsea players, yeah? Done first one, didn't work, pulled away for 3 years. Had another go, which you would do, didn't work. Let's stop now. Stop now signing Chelsea players. Not working. Nah. Not Mikel. Oh, Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Oh, can't wait. Transfer windows open. Ooh, who can I sign from Chelsea? Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Where? What player they got? What player they got? What player they got? Anyone on bench? We need to make sure they're on bench. Can't get in this Chelsea team. We need to make sure that's who I sign. I don't want a player what's one of the best players. I need to make sure we sign a player who's always on the bench for Chelsea. We've got one for you, Mikel. Madueke. Yes! We'll pay 50 million for him. We'll pay 50 million for him to Chelsea. Really? We'll give it. We'll give it. Wow. Chelsea mugging Arsenal off slash Arteta yet again. It's embarrassing. Like a perfect factual example. Man City do not keep going to Liverpool and signing their players, and Liverpool do not keep going to Man City and signing their players because it's common sense. You do not keep making your rival stronger. You do not keep giving them money. It's as simple as that. FK Arsenal 93. Rich, I hope fans are prepared that Saka is not going to be the same again. No, I don't think he will, FK. I think he's going to start getting loads of little niggles now. I really, really do. And if they don't start winning nothing, that guy's head's going to turn. The star boys, people, his head's going to turn. FC always, these top gunners needs an exorcism kick the evil spirits out of them. What is the love fest for this clown Teta? Absolutely, absolutely sorry, AFC. I don't get it, mate. Like I said, these people, it's 50-50, and these people what are, I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of like a 70-30. Or they're like, well, I don't really want to comment on it. It's my club. I back my manager. And then you think, well, fair play, fair play. But there's some fans, a lot of fans, what are obsessed, and I mean obsessed with Mikel Arteta. He could do anything, and they still can't even bring themselves to call him out. Because, I can't say that about my manager. Can't say that about Mikel. He might message me. He might send me an horrible message. He cares about me so much. I can't say that about him. I've got a massive affiliation for him. I can't say anything about Mikel. Can't say anything about Arsenal. They care about me so much. Mikel, at night is looking at these fans and thinking, oh, I love what they say and big me up and, protect me all the time. It's embarrassing. We should not be doing this as a football club. We should all be wanting better. Like teams in Italy do. In AC Milan call the manager out, owners out all the time. Chelsea have done it already. We should be demanding better. Enough is enough, and this manager cannot hide no more. No more. Enough is enough. He's a stubborn, smug, arrogant prick. He's inexperienced, and it's showing it more and more and more. Even like that, and obviously there's no one up top telling him. A proper owner would say, Mikel, stop signing players from our rivals, will you? Stop it. It's not working. Josh Kroenke, it's like it's all a game to him, He don't even understand it. He's not bothered. But if that had been, like I said, Barrack, Man City's CEO, he would have been saying, Pep, stop doing this right now. I'm not going to ask you again. Stop signing players from Arsenal. Stop signing players from Liverpool. unless it's the best of the best. Right, Anthony Herbert, you think we're getting Eze rich? That's gone a bit stale now. Yeah, don't hardly hear any mention about it. Absolutely, Anthony, my friend. Big up to you as well. Anthony, I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure with this Eze. I personally think when Gyökeres gets signed, if he does, Snail FC, keep doing that more now as well. I think that'll be it for window. Because we'll hear the typical, well, we did about a week after window finishes. Well, we did try for Eze, but we know we just couldn't get there. Crystal Palace didn't want to do anything like a makeshift deal where we offer a player. I can hear it now. We just couldn't complete that window. We've never completed one window with Mikel Arteta and the Cronkies. Never. Right. We got there. FK Arsenal. If the manager doesn't leave after winning nothing this season, then it shows you he's just a puppet for the owners. Absolutely, FK. That's what I'm saying. It'll be. Well, I've said like we're going to lose 3 matches out of the first 6, and that will be our title. That will be our title race done. And yet, he'll still be here. And so, but just checked, Rich. 400 subs now. Let's get Rich to 500 subs before the season starts. Thank you very much, Anthony, my friend. Yeah, I'd love to get to 500 before season starts. I really would. Um, and this is it. This is it. I'm just puzzled. Like these fans have the audacity to keep going in on other teams. Yes, we know it's bantering football, people. We know that, but these are not giving banter because they can't handle it and take it back. Like if we're saying things what Mikel Arteta says, or the club says, you can't say that. You're an embarrassment to Arsenal Football Club. Well, I didn't say it, you thick twat. I didn't say it. It's not me who's saying it. It's your manager what's saying it. We're just repeating it and calling it out. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and yet the facts are like they're so quick to be going, oh, Man United, Man United, laughing at Man United. But yet, Man United have signed 2 players. What I guarantee you, all these top gooners, and not just I don't just call them top gooners, all these Arteta fans, etc., was calling for. Yeah, I want Cunha. Look at Cunha posting videos all on Twitter. This is what he can do for Arsenal Football Club. Look at Brian Mbemo, he's brilliant. But me, this is where like me and people in chat, I did want Cunha, Mateus Cunha, not massively, but I would have took him because I think he was just getting better and better and better. He's got that attitude about him, that kind of like Sanchez swagger, even a little bit more. He's got that ruthless streak about him. And then Brian Mbemo, absolutely, I wanted him. I was saying Arsenal signed Brian Mbemo this window. I think he's brilliant. I think Brian Mbemo has got better every season. He's an experienced player now. He's got a good like posture. Posture. He's got a good physique about him. He can definitely handle himself physically in Premier League. He's one of them players where he's quite unpredictable at times, where he'll run with the ball, and you think, well, there's nothing on, there's no avenues, there's nothing really opening, and already you can tell that his thinking is, I am going to get a tiny little yard here of space, and I'm going to drill this, and he will. He's someone, if you give him a yard, he will pull trigger. He's fast, he's got a good brain, he's got a good ball control. Do you know what I mean? He can be in the right box. So Man United have signed 2 bloody good strikers, if you ask me. Like not out and out strikers, but they've signed 2 very good attacking players. Cunha and Mbemo is very good. If we'd have got Gyökeres, which we probably still could get, and then we finished our window with a Brian Mbemo and Cunha, and our attack this season was Gyökeres, Cunha, and Mbemo. But then obviously Saka comes into it. I know that, but let's just say we could have that 3 at times and say Saka wasn't playing at the time. That makes Arsenal a lot stronger. It really does. It really, really does. Because obviously, no one's going to come in to take Saka's place on the right wing. But I want somebody to be as good as him to take his place. And Madueke, no, I just don't. I just don't see it. I really don't. I honestly don't. And this left wing's a problem. But in Arsenal typical fashion, they will think, right, We've signed Gyökeres. We've done amazing in this window. We've got so many fans, bigging it up. It's an 8 and 9 out of 10, or it's a 10 out of 10, one of the best windows in history. It's far from it. It is far from it. If if Gyökeres gets injured, obviously, God forbid he doesn't, if we actually ever sign him, then we are back to Kai Havertz, people. We are back to Kai Havertz, relying on Kai Havertz to score at least 22 Premier League goals a season. The pressure then will be on Saka to score about 14 to 15 Premier League goals. We will then be saying, right, Martinelli, you've got to do the business. You've got to get about 10 Premier League goals. By the way, Kay, on your first season, the pressure's straight on you. None of this crap, this phase number, 6 into 17, shit, phase bollocks, crap. You've got to go and you've got to score 12 to 14, 15 goals in your first season. Odegaard, we're asking 6 Premier League goals from you at least. But no, I do not have confidence at all in this front line at Arsenal Football Club. I really don't. So Gyökeres, people, just for that example, is not enough for Arsenal. We need more. We need more. And if the club can't see it, then we're going to struggle. Moving forward, we are doomed because they just do not see what we see. That front line, our attacking prowess, has been neglected for far, far too long. And yet here we are, all June gone, nearly July, not far off from going, and we have done nothing to strengthen that properly. Who can walk straight into our attack and say, "We're here now." Martinelli, big up to Martinelli. He's someone since coming from Itunio, I think the 3rd division of Brazilian football at the time. He would play on the bench for Arsenal. If he said, "Look, you're a squad player," he won't moan, he won't whinge, but he's just not good enough. For the last 2 seasons, Martinelli's not been good enough whatsoever. So it's time now to move and get ruthless. We can keep signing these goalkeepers and centre backs, you know what I mean, and get ruthless in other areas. It's time now we're seeing a difference in this attack at Arsenal Football Club because we are being laughed at. It's boring, it's crap, it's stale. There's no creativity. There's no firepower there. There's no ruthlessness there. This attack needs sorting, people, big time. And Gyökeres is just not enough. It is just not enough. We need more. We need more. We need a left winger, definitely. Looks like Lookman's going to Inter Milan, like I said. Rodrigo, I think will go to Liverpool because like Chris Welsh said, big up to him as well. Go and subscribe to me if you already haven't, people. Like he said, Rodrigo, will be perfect for Liverpool because they'll look at AFCON when Salah goes and they'll just be able to play him right wing to cover for maybe 5-6 weeks, which it can always be in AFCON depending how far you get. So, there's Liverpool, Ekitike signed. They've still got a goal machine in Salah, who's one of the best strikers/wingers ever to play in the Premier League. Gakpo's an handful, Chiesa is going to go out the door. So we've just not done enough. We're not done enough. And I think once Gyökeres is signed, this will, we've got all fans on side. We've got them all giddy. We've had an amazing window. We've done everything we need. And they'll just relax. And that'll be it. And then next summer, 4, 5, 6, 7 players again, because players, what we didn't sign this window, will need to be signed. You'll have players leaving. William Saliba. Well, I still say Florentino Perez calls him from Real Madrid. My favourite player, William Saliba, he's gone. Even in this window. Right. Where are we? Where are we? Have I missed anybody? As I'm saying this now. Fed the ball. We will be. Oh yeah, sorry, I've seen that one, Anthony. FC always these top governors needs. Sorry, I've seen that one. Seen that one. FK, if the manager doesn't leave after winning nothing next season, probably for the owners, yeah. And just checked, Rich, yeah, 400, yeah, seen that. So I've caught up with these. FC always next year, you watch we sign Mudryk or Neto, clip it. Yeah, you can see it, FC. Absolutely. Because Mikel Arteta will be like, wow, Mudryk's back on scene. I can revitalise him. I can magic him. I can turn Mudryk into like a Saka. I, I you think to yourself, "Are we right? Just keep moaning every day, and stuff." But what we're saying is just facts, and we're fed up with this club not doing things, not going that extra mile. What we were told, this is what we're going to do. We are going to compete with the world's elite on the pitch and off the pitch, and we're not. We're just not. We're not doing it. We are not doing it. And look at, like I say, look at Liverpool now. Look how strong they are right now. They ain't finished. I believe Mark Gay is going to come in, make them even stronger at back. They've got the goalkeeper cover in the giant 6'6" ex-Valencia goalkeeper, Georgian international Mamardashvili, who I have watched a few times at Valencia, and he comes out like Peter Schmeichel. I mean, he's 6'6", he's huge, he's absolutely massive. They've got Van Dijk, Canate. Canate's literally made it clear he's gone end of season. But Mark Gay just comes in and, that's the backup. And they are going to get injured, Canate and Van Dijk. So Mark Gay will probably get his game time. Absolutely, he will. Could end up getting loads of games, just even at Premier League. They've got stacked midfield. I'm shocked Endo hasn't gone yet from Liverpool. I'm shocked about that. But they've got Jones, they've got McAllister, Gravenbach, best duo in Premier League last season. And then up front, in very sad circumstances, one's obviously gone. But they've still got, they've still got Gakpo, they've still got Salah, they've got now Ekatike, Chiesa's going to go, Diaz is going to go. So then Liverpool's front attacking prowess next season could be Rodrigo, Ekatike, Gakpo, Salah, and Wirtz. Absolutely levels above Arsenal's, levels above. Because Gakpo is better than, right, if you base it on last season, Gakpo is better than Martinelli, Gakpo is better than Trossard, Gakpo is better than Havertz, and Gakpo is better than Madueke, So when I look at this, I just think we are playing catch up, man. We are really, really playing catch up already. And the only way this, like, kind of becomes a positive is if, as we all know, guys, we make sure we sign that left winger. Make sure we sign that left winger and NSA. And I'm not confident no more. I'm not. I'm really not. I've seen Arsenal now. Not shocked because this is the way we move, but I've just seen Arsenal really, really take the piss with this Gyökeres deal. I mean, imagine you don't have a striker for that long, and then here it comes, a pot of gold just comes along. Gyökeres, one of the best strikers in the world, and he's literally made it clear, shouting, begging, pleading from the Premier League in Portugal, sign me, sign me, and we're not. We're not even doing it. We're not. Why? So this is what I'm saying. Even these fans, these Arteta fans, and just big up everything he does, says and wants, same with the club. They just lie to themselves every day because they know for a fact, what this club's doing now is not normal, is not right. That we have got chance to sign one of the best strikers in the world, and we are not even getting it over the line. They know, but they know these people. They will never admit anything. They lie daily on the social medias, on the streams. They lie daily. They know for a fact that Arsenal not signing Gyökeres, who's one of the best strikers in the world, and just literally not getting that extra mile, reaching that extra mile, sorry, and getting over the line, they know for a fact that's not normal. And that is not what they want to be seeing with their football club. Oh, we can't say nothing because we've got either a bit of a ties to the club, we might get freebies, we can't say anything. We can't say anything. If we say anything, the club will shout at us, or Arteta will shout at us. It's pathetic that you like become a puppet. You can't say anything wrong about the club. They don't give a shit about you. If you become homeless tomorrow, like I said, they would not care one bit. Um, Gilbert, how are you, my friend? Gilbert Nagula. Hey, Rich, love the new setup, Gilbert. Well, I seen a laptop, my friend, and there were no, right, can I pay this? Can I pay that? Even though you can, obviously, with Amazon. I just went straight in. I know it's an investment. Bang, tick, done. Didn't need this trick at Arsenal Football Club, Tim Lewis, to say, whoa, don't go that far. Don't pay him that much. I went straight in and brought it because it's an investment for me. I can see the chat better, everything. It makes me be able to do when I get my own background. I'm like, I've got this now, and then I'll be getting my own setup better. And I wanted it. I ain't had a laptop for 12 years. I've needed one, like we keep saying. We keep flipping this to Arsenal transfer windows. They move. I needed it. I've not had one for 12 years. It makes my channel look better instead of looking like on a short screen. Sorry, a narrow screen. I needed it. There we go. Bang, done. No pissing around, no waiting. Oh, shall I get a laptop? Yeah, I'll sleep on it. As soon as I made my mind up, I was getting a laptop. That was it. Done. Did a bit of research all last week. Friday, tick. Got it. Saturday, delivered. Pedro Ferreira, this Prem season looks promising. Pedro Ferreira, good to see you, my friend, in the chat. Please smash up the likes if you already haven't and subscribe if you already haven't. Yeah, I mean, it's Pedro. Are you an Arsenal fan? That's what I want to know, people. If you do join the chat, just try and and you can say what you want. Obviously, keep it clean and with no stupidity or anything. But just let me know who you support because I want to know that. I want to, hear from other fans of other teams. There's I do have some Chelsea fans now in my team, some Liverpool. I think there's one Newcastle. So yeah, and if you're an Arsenal fan, but I don't know if you are, what you say, just let us know and just tell me what you think. Um, it's about 13 likes. Yeah, please keep smashing the likes up, people. Gilbert Nagula, the excuse is always who will manage the. Oh God, I hate that, Gilbert. That really does bug me. Go on then, name your manager. Who can manage? Spalletti, Klopp, Pep, Inzaghi, Simone, Enrique. So there's 6 straight away. And I'll forget them. I'll put Angelotti. I probably forgot him. I've just mentioned 7 straight away. 7 straight away. And then when you say that, Gilbert, they'll either not reply to you, or it'll be they can't win that, they don't win that, they don't win that. Well, Spalletti won league with Napoli, you know, with Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen, and I think it was Politano as the third man up front, or was it Politano or once Simone, once Simone. And Spalletti won't leave with Napoli, Allegri. These managers, people, honestly, these managers like Allegri and Simeone and everybody, and Angelotti. You would see players like Martinelli absolutely flourish, and you would see a better Saka. You really would because they've got control, they've got balance, they know how to use the balance of teams. Now I know Allegri's since his winning days at Juventus, and then he's kind of like took a break. He went to Saudis. Obviously, Juventus got rid of him again. He's gone to Saudis. Now he's back at AC Milan. I think he's AC Milan's manager. Yeah, because I think Juventus have now got Tudor, who was obviously a manager at Marseille at one point as well, and another Italian team, and I can't remember now. So yeah, it's pathetic, Gilbert. Like you say, you mentioned all these managers, and they either don't reply, mate, or it's like, well, they couldn't win that. Well, they're winners. Conte just turned up at Napoli last season playing Lukaku, Billy Gilmore, and Scott McTominay and wins league in his first season. And the last time Napoli won it, they had Kvaratskhelia, who's absolutely one of the best players in the world, I would say, right now, in about top 10, top 15, I would say. And Victor Osman, who's still a brilliant striker. And that's what Conte had to use to win a league. No Kvaratskhelia. He had no Osimhen. He's got Lukaku up front, Billy Gilmore, Scott McTominay, and that's what Conte has just gone and won the league with at Napoli. The last time they won it was obviously with Spalletti, and he had Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen. So proper managers get a tune out of every player, and that's why I always big up Eddie Howe. He's a fantastic manager, and he really does get a tune out of every player. Murphy was out the door probably about 5 years ago, and he's just turned him into a baller. A baller. I think he scored 7 league goals last season. Right, Pedro Ferreira. I support Sporting Club de Portugal. I'm actually from Portugal. Wow. So Sporting CP. Yep, yeah. Wow, this is good, man. or Sporting Lisbon, as you lads say. Pedro, great to see you, my friend. What are you thinking Arsenal's doing right now? What do you think? What do you think? What is how do you see this happening, mate? Because as Arsenal, we're used to this, like moving like snails, very slowly. What are you thinking? This is brilliant to have you in chat, Pedro. It's great to see you, my friend. And what are you thinking now with Yokeres? Because I think personally, Sporting should try and get every single bit of money out of Arsenal Football Club, no matter what. Because if it were Arsenal trying to keep someone like Saliba, they would be pushing and pushing and pushing. We need this for agent fees. We need that. I don't blame Sporting charging Arsenal what they're charging and asking them to pay that. I think it's like they want 8.6 million in add-on fees. And I don't blame Sporting Lisbon whatsoever because Victor Gyökeres has been one of the best strikers. Well, he is one of the best strikers in the world. He's been the best player in Portugal for the last 2 seasons. He's definitely, obviously, your best striker by a country mile. So Sporting should be asking for everything. And I believe as well that Victor Gyökeres' contract doesn't finish till 2028. So I don't blame Sporting for asking for even if they were charging 90 million for him. He's worth it. Of course he's worth it. He's one of the best strikers in world football. Gilbert, I would like someone in the press to ask Arteta what phase Chelsea are in. Absolutely. I mean, look at Maresca. He's embarrassed Arteta. He's won more already. One more, and Maresca's year has just passed. I think it was early June where Maresca was in a job for a year. So just over 1 year, people, Maresca has done more than Arteta already and won more. But it's Club World Cup. No. Arsenal fans, no, it's rubbish. We're not in that conversation yet. It's Mickey Mouse Cup. Okay. Even though Club World Cup's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and it's going nowhere and there's massive teams in it. But because Arsenal's not in it, it changes. Um, more excuses from these fans. I just can't believe we've got them as at our club. I want Zidane, but he's waiting for the France. Yeah, I think so. I think Zidane. I just don't see him coming to England. I don't know why. What's that? Razor 2.14. Good to see you, Razor. Hope you're well. Good to see you in the chat. Please smash up the likes and subscribe if you already haven't. Mikel Arteta out. Zinedine Zidane in. Yeah, I mean Zidane. I didn't even mention him. I've never been a huge fan of Zidane as a manager, but he's miles better than Mikel Arteta, and he's won things. He has won things, and these guys know football. Do you know what I mean? They've been all over the world playing and won things as a player. They've won things, and they're good managers. And I'm not saying that's always the case because Thierry Henry, our king, our absolute legend, one of the greatest footballers ever, really, because he's won so much with France, obviously with Arsenal, Barca. He just seems like he's not a good manager. But he probably knows that now, and he's a damn good pundit. So there we go. Steven Gerrard, one of the greatest footballers to play at Premier League. He's probably not a good manager. He's just not a good manager. But he's a decent pundit, Well, I won't say he's nowhere near as good as Henry as a pundit, but some great players are just not good managers. They're just not, But some great players are great managers because Pep was a fantastic midfielder at Barcelona. Fantastic. And on that as well, and I've said this before, I think Man City's next manager is Enrique. I think that's already going to happen. Enrique's won everything he can at PSG already. Once you win Champions League and Liga and your domestic cups, there's nothing else you can win at PSG in that league. And no disrespect to that league because every league, we've got great players in every league. But to me, I think Enrique is Man City's next manager. I really, really do. What we got? I'm gonna do about another 10 minutes, I think, guys. Maybe. Let's check this battery. I don't want this to run out. Right, where are we? Razor 2.14. The thing that should really be worrying about Mikel Arteta is that Arne Slot has won the Premier League before Arteta. Absolutely, Razor. He literally come from Dutch Eredivisie. He's managed Feyenoord, he's managed AZ Alkmaar, he's managed Go Ahead Eagles, and he has just walked into that Premier League, not signed one player apart from Chiesa. and just literally dog walked this stubborn, smug prick, Mikel Arteta, all the way round all season. Arsenal didn't even get in the conversation with Liverpool. Gilbert Nagula, congrats, Rich, on 18400 subs. Thank you, my friend. Yep, I mean, new layout, obviously laptop now. I'm working on a space, like getting my own room, etc. Well, transferring a room, making it like my own kind of thing. So, thank you everybody as well in chat. Much appreciated. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I did not imagine to see 400 subs this year. No chance. I thought I would probably get. When I first seen that first sub, I thought I might get 50 subs this year, I'm not bullshitting. Honestly, I really did think that. So it is a shock to me. Pedro Ferreira, this whole ordeal is insane. In my opinion, Gyökeres in the Prem will not survive though. As much as I like him, he will not survive the Prem. Ah, well, Pedro, you obviously going to watch him more than us, and I know obviously Premier League's got teams like Estrella, Rio Ave, CD Avs, Chaves. I think it's CD Chaves, CD Avs. Obviously, Sporting Braga, Benfica, Porto. Estrella, like I said. Victoria VC. I think is it something like that. So, you know, I get your point. Obviously, Premier League is no disrespect, better than the Premier League. But I always say there's good players in every league. There always is. So I understand that. I don't think he's going to score as much as he does in the Portuguese league, Premier League. I don't. I honestly, but I still think Gyökeres will score around about 20. I'm going to say about 25 Premier League goals nearly every season if we play to his strengths. I think he could kind of get like Salah's numbers. I think, about 22, 23. And if he does get that, around about 20, I always say 22, nothing under, nothing less than 22 Premier League goals as your striker. But then you have got to make sure you've got one of your wingers scoring 12 Premier League goals, another winger scoring about 8 to 9 Premier League goals, your backup striker on about 8 or 9 Premier League goals, your creative player, which is Martin Odegaard, the weakest captain in football. He needs to be scoring about 5 or 6 Premier League goals. You've got to share it out. Or it's either 30 goals or 32, etc. for one of your strikers. Then you can get away with a winger scoring about 8 to 10, both sides. But if one of your players is only scoring 22 league goals, then you really have got to make sure there's at least, I would say, at least 2 scoring about 12 to 14 Premier League goals as well. And with Arsenal, no chance, just no chance. Not at the moment. Our attack is shambolic. Right, where are we? FC always reports coming out for Gascoigne as being rushed to hospital, intensive care. Oh man, what a footballer that guy was. That chip over Colin Henry's head in Euro 96. I mean, that was brilliant, One of the best footballers in the world at one point, FC, if you ask my opinion. Just after football, with his drink and stuff. I know he's kind of sorted himself out, I think, but it just stays with you, doesn't it? Sometimes you can damage yourself and it never recover. Gilbert Nagula, Pedro, we have to try something. It's better than going through what we did last season. Pedro Ferreira, it is weird for you lot that Arsenal didn't sign a striker. Absolutely, Pedro. It really is. No striker for 3 seasons, and we're getting one of the best strikers in the world, and he's shouting from the Premier League, and we're just ignoring it. We're just like, no, we're doing what Arsenal do, just sticking to our principles. No, we're not moving. We're not going to budge. We're just going to try and keep bringing you down and down and down and down and down. And yet we get nowhere. And we've done this for years and years and years. Even you back years ago with Gary Cahill at Bolton, Mark Schwartz at Fulham, Christopher Sambro at Blackburn. We tried to just say, no, we're not budging another 1.5 or 2-3 million. And it got us nowhere. Chelsea go and get Gary Cahill years ago. And obviously won things with him straight away and they were brilliant. Everybody, I am going to wrap this up in about 1 minute. Thank you, everybody, for joining the chat. Some new people, great to see. Everybody's welcome, like I keep saying. Pedro, fantastic to see you, my friend. Brilliant to see a Sporting Lisbon fan in my chat. Absolutely. We needed that. And yeah, everybody, thank you very much for joining the chat. Better layout, obviously bigger screen now. So yeah, and I'm going to keep trying to make my channel a bit better and better as I go along. And thank you everybody for smashing the likes up, and please do subscribe if you already haven't. And yes, everybody, it's good to have different people in the chat. It really is. As long as you keep it clean, no stupidity, weird things, vulgar crap, whatever, freaks, what are just, I don't know, the losers, saying stupid things. And I want more people, what support different clubs. I love that. And Pedro joining, obviously, is actually a sporting fan. That's brilliant. That is absolute class to have in the chat. So everybody, thank you very much. What time are we on? Enjoy the rest of your night. And tomorrow, big news is coming. Yeah, it's revealing the shirt because we're in Asia. Of course it is. Why can't they just say it? We're not thick. We're not stupid. We're not daft. We know for a fact it's going to be the new shirt. They're in Asia. They want to promote it all out there. Like I said, they've probably got a new dog in Asia. Everybody, thank you very much. Just see if I've missed anyone. No. Excuse me.